India generates about 100,000 tons of mixed waste every day. Mounds of waste, ranging from household waste, medical waste, garden waste, and construction debris. Usually, this waste is just left lying around in the areas of human habitation, posing a serious health hazard to all, particularly to little children. Sometimes it is collected and ends up in landfill sites, usually in the outskirts of the city. Often it is burned, thereby compounding the health hazard with an environmental disaster. The government has approached solid waste management as an engineering problem rather than as a social or an environmental issue, thus making the management and disposal of this collected waste a big challenge. Municipalities in India spend about 70% of their solid waste management budget on waste collection, 25% on transportation, and only 5% on disposal. In nature, there is no such thing as waste. What is given out by one system is taken in by another. Let us now see how this simple process of recycling after segregation of waste has inspired one small town in the heart of southern India. This is Vellore, a quaint little town in Tamil Nadu, surrounded by 256 hills and placed along the banks of the Palar River. This was a program aimed at redesigning the town's resource flow as a self-sustainable project, taking us closer to zero waste. This was also a commercially viable model that could actually turn garbage to gold. As remarkable as it may seem, parts of the city in Tamil Nadu have achieved cent per cent in zero waste management program, where the garbage is as valuable as gold. A task that might seem impossible in our country, but has been accomplished in this Indian city with the support of the citizens of Vellore and a remarkable workforce.
மகளிர் குழு மூலமா இங்க இருக்க அனைவரும் ஒற்றுமையாக இந்த வேலை செய்கிறோம். எங்க குடும்பத்தோடையும் ஒத்துழைப்பு கொடுக்குறாங்க. நாங்க இங்க காலையில 7 மணில இருந்து சாயந்தரம் 7 மணி வரைக்கும் வேலை செய்றோம். மகளிர் குழு மூலமா வச்சது நாங்க வந்து தனித்தனியா இருக்கோம். பச்சை கிரீனும் ரெட் இருக்கும். ரெட்ல வந்து மக்காத குப்பை போடுவோம்.
The Christian Medical College, one of India's leading medical colleges, known for curing the most complex diseases and ailments, is where the Zero Waste Management Program was first initiated. It was to keep the area neat and clean, to achieve sustainable zero waste management, to demonstrate 100% resource recovery from inorganic waste and organic waste by involving self-help groups.
We generate about 8 tons of waste every day. So at present we actually have 250 workers on the project. Some of them are involved in collection and others work at the waste segregation site, where we bring the waste, segregate it, clean it and have it ready for selling or composting.
When these people come and take it out, not only the hygiene is maintained, but also the fact that the degradable products like these waste which we get from the vegetables or the fruits, all this has been used in a very scientific, very proper way.
The brilliant success of this program at CMC was then further replicated across various municipalities in Vellore town.
Initially 5 town panchayats were selected and their public awareness was created, people were distributed with the dustbins, and then neighborhood committees were formed, tricycles were purchased and sheds were constructed, and it started with a good response from the people. It had been a good model, and because of that, if you see, the town panchayats are pretty clean, the areas are clean, garbage management is not as big a problem.
So what is this program all about? Zero waste management begins with an initial survey of an area to calculate the number of residents and determine the amount of different types of waste generated in the area.
First, once we identify the people in that area, we will get the support of 40%. Then by showing our interest and step-by-step process and awareness, arranging the awareness meeting and all, we will get another 20% of the support. Once the project getting installed, that time we will get 80% of the support.
There was a handful of people in this community who saw that this was something good for this communities, and it actually required awareness education to happen in every street. So we held street meetings with people to just explain to them what this meant.
Awareness generating programs to educate the residents on both biodegradable and non-biodegradable wastes. The list for biodegradable wastes reads: and the non-biodegradable list is
This Vellore model is very simple and effective because it's user friendly and enviro friendly. There is no much machines been used in this process. Maximum this technology, local technology has been involved. So easily it can be carried in other part of the nation.
methodical segregation of all the waste collected is the key to the success of the Zero Waste Management Program. This is carried out by self-help groups following methodical schedules. A supervisor, 3 workers and 1 tricycle is dedicated to every 250 to 275 families. The modus operandi is very basic. 1. Separate it at source into 2 broad categories, biodegradable and non-biodegradable. And 2. Collect the garbage as soon as it is generated. The segregated waste is collected in the compartmentalized tricycle cart and transported to the Zero Waste Center of that particular municipality or panchayat. Here, waste is scientifically recycled and successfully processed. This segregated biodegradable waste is then brought to composting sheds and treated in 2 stages, namely cattle dung microbial decomposting and biogas production and vermicomposting to produce rich organic manure. The resulting organic fertilizer is sold in the market, giving rise to a whole organic farming industry. The non-biodegradable waste is also segregated separately into 133 recyclables. These broadly include different organic wastes, paper, plastics, aluminium, rubber, glass, and some non-recyclable materials. Each product is thoroughly separated out, cleansed, and then sold to buyers who deal with the particular recyclable.
Once we start to collect the garbage day 1, then we start to do a detailed study about each and every part of the garbage and try to identify organic, inorganic, recyclable, non-recyclable, then try to find the market for that.
Adequate training is given to workers and supervisors with a focus on maintaining the systematic routine of waste collection, secondary segregation, processing and sale. Effective training is also given on how not to let segregated waste accumulate at any point in the process and have the routine run smoothly. Every worker is entitled to regular medical checkups and is also provided ID proofs and uniforms.
250 பேர் வந்து சம்பாதிக்கிறாங்க, சுயமா சம்பாதிச்சு அவங்க வந்து சாப்பிடுற அளவுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்டேஜுக்கு வந்துட்டாங்க. நிறைய பேர் வந்து பலன் அடையறாங்க.
The recyclables are sold to buyers with the best prices.
As you say, as in India, generally I can say the population is more. We need each and every person need their requirement to be managed. Reuse all the material. For that, a lot of companies are there in India, especially in Tamil Nadu itself. We can find a lot of companies for paper and cardboards. And the plastic industries are growing fast, and a lot of technology is coming to so that they can get the quality material from that, and through that the quality material can be new material can be done. But only thing is we need to segregate the garbage and send the segregated material.
In the existing model, where the local administration manages waste disposal, the salaries of workers, collection process, transportation and dumping of waste into open land costs even a small municipality in Tamil Nadu around rupees 4.5 million every year. Now, let us compare this with the economics of a typical zero waste management program, zero waste management scheme, Annually, the expenditure on salaries, costs on equipment and other resources and miscellaneous costs add up to only rupees 1.35 millions. Now add to this the total income generated from the collection of monthly subscriptions, the selling of recyclables and compost, and this amounts to over rupees 1.4 millions. Thus, on an average, up to rupees 70,000 is the net profit every year for a typical municipality. Moreover, this does not include the social, environmental and health benefits from turning waste into wealth. Let us take a look at some instances to understand how successful the implementation of the Zero Waste Management Program in the Vellore district has been. The busy new bus stand at Vellore is one of the best demonstrations of the accomplishment of the ZWM project. A spotlessly clean bus stand in India is quite a rarity, and the 120-member self-help group that is responsible for this shares the pride of this accomplishment. This is a completely self-sustainable unit that recycles its segregated waste, houses over 50 rescued cows, sells the milk, generates its own high-grade manure. Quite the virtuous cycle indeed. Another success story of the Zero Waste Management Program worth appreciating is the project at Gandhinagar, a residential suburb in Vellore. The project here covers 15 wards, over 3,000 families and employs 9 tricycles, 11 supervisors and 25 workers. Segregated garbage from all the families every day weighs about 3 metric tons. The Zero Waste Centre is built inside the town panchayat office and the panchayat is fully involved.
This whole program required a fair amount of education. One of the easiest ways by providing 2 bins of 2 different colors, the green saying you put your organic waste and the red being where you can put the inorganic, your plastics and your paper.
The marvellous Golden Temple near Vellore is yet another distinctive illustration of how the program has been implemented in a bustling temple which welcomes thousands of devotees from across the country.
Every day we are getting around 20 to 40,000 people who visit here to this temple. During the weekends we get around 1 lakh people. So we get a lot of waste in terms of material as well as in other forms of the temple wastages. All the things are being brought back here and it is segregated manually.
The message of the success of the program is being spread across the region in colleges, institutions and the citizens of Vellore. In fact, the movement is now spreading to other regions across the nation. More and more institutions are incorporating the Zero Waste Management Program in their campuses, influenced by the positive effects of the program, as in the case of Thantai Periyar Government College, a program that is being launched with complete support from both teachers and students. The Garbage to Gold Zero Waste Management Program in Vellore is a perfect model for government and community to realize the potential of waste management. It is the learning from this little district that one can share with the entire nation to make it a cleaner and a greener country, and also to make the process a viable business. If a district like Vellore can do this, so can all of India's 604 districts. The basic principles of zero waste management. Segregation is the key. Collection of segregated waste needs to be immediate. Further segregation. Resale of the sorted, cleaned waste to specific buyers. Manual labor involved needs to agree to do the job and feel good about it. Waste generators, the households, need to be involved so that they understand the importance of segregation and accept the feedback. Waste is a misplaced resource and an unorganized wealth. Hence, waste is not waste. Don't waste money on waste. Make money from waste.